That's a little extra. I guess. Okay. What's up, guys? This is JD here as Captain Stiffy. I am without a shirt today. I went on a trip last week, and I don't know what happened to it, which is strange.
Why would you even bring it with you?
I didn't. That's the thing. I didn't. Like, why would I wear that shirt in public? Like, you know.
I was like, oh, someone will recognize me.
I'm not gonna wear that shirt in public. I mean, I have self-respect, you know. But I don't know where that is. So, anyway.
Next week we'll have it. We'll have our uniform.
Next week, hopefully, I'll have my shirt back. Anyway, to my right, I have Mr. Top Hat Jones, otherwise known as Eric. That's his real name.
That's my birth-given name.
His actual birth-given name is Mr. Top Hat, last name Jones. And then over to my left, we have, of course, the wonderful Sig Ilocano SC in the house.
What's up, y'all? Happy Friday, HFD, y'all.
Happy Friday, Division Matrix. And
Happy Friday, Division Matrix.
Let's go ahead and jump on into the intro. Hello, good morning, and welcome, gamers. We are FPS Guides. Our goal is to bring the gaming community together with reviews, guides, news, and clutch plays. In addition, we talk about some juicy rumors, controversies, and random topics of discussion. Here you'll find some facts, some opinions, and a whole lot of lame jokes. If you like what we do here, be sure to check us out at fpsguides.com and follow us on social media. We stream this podcast live every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/fpsguides. For all you listeners out here, FPS Guides Podcast can now be found on Apple iTunes Podcast, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and also Alexa. So check those out if you are a listener. If you are interested in becoming a part of the FPS Guides community, or perhaps even becoming a content creator, please hit us up at our website. We would love to hear from you. And now, let's go ahead and jump into the news, I guess. Okay, so I guess real quick, I'm playing a lot of, Fire Emblem, trying to just get some freaking progress on that monster of a game.
Yeah, how much progress are you going to get now?
Now I don't know, because now I have two other games, and then, like Star Wars is coming out not too long, and...
3 weeks from today.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. No.
I have too many games that are they all want my time. There's only so much of me. I'm gonna have to quit my job or something.
Maybe this is how Solicitous appeals with girls, dude.
Maybe, I don't know. But so I played that. Went on a trip to North Carolina last week. It was nice. Nothing gaming related there though. And then I'm playing Outer Worlds last night for like a couple of hours. I actually have a stream up. We have a stream up. You can check it out. There should be the stream right before this one, basically. I was on for a couple of hours last night, just played. That was my unabridged, unadulterated first playthrough. I haven't started it before I streamed it. So if you want to see my completely
raw, visceral reaction,
my raw, just uncensored reaction, go ahead and watch that. From somebody who has experience playing those types of games, I feel like I can give a fairly reasonable opinion about it.
And that game's been reviewing well. Actually, it comes out today basically. But if you had Game Pass, you could play it yesterday, which is what you did, right?
That's what I did.
Okay, so you bought it you had it through Game Pass.
Only the PC Game Pass. Only the PC Game Pass.
It's not on Xbox console Game Pass?
It was not available on Xbox console Game Pass to be played early.
Oh, okay, but it's there today.
It's there now,
but
because the PC Game Pass,
you can
play it like 7 o'clock.
Because Dan was playing it last night. I was talking to him while he was playing it.
Was he? Okay,
yeah.
Then I guess my buddy was wrong, because it was my buddy Daniel who was trying to play it, and he was trying to play it like, I guess around 9 o'clock or like 8:30 or whatever, and he says he couldn't, but I don't know, maybe it was just like a separate issue. But yeah, I did play it last night.
It's been reviewing really well. It's got an 86 on Metacritic, which is good. It's very good.
It's everything. It's what every Fallout fan was wanting ever since basically Fallout New Vegas.
Okay, so give me this pitch of this game.
Okay.
So in case anyone doesn't know, they're interested.
So the game in itself, just long story short, it's in like a dystopian future on like a different planet, and it has a lot of themes about like a dystopian capitalist future, where like people are bought and sold, and like you don't own anything, and like it starts shoving that in your face like right away. Like
okay,
like you're talking to the people, and a lot of these people like can barely make ends meet, and they can't eat because these companies that are owning these companies that basically own all of this area are squeezing these people dry, and like these people even have to pay for their own graves. You know, like that was like one of the missions that you get is to go track down somebody, or to track down people who are, or to track down family of loved ones that died to get their payments that they were back on, and you literally have to go like extort them for money that was owed on their dead loved ones.
That's pretty.
It's pretty. It's just
dark.
it's just full of the themes right from the beginning. I remember like reading this terminal on this like, and it's like, oh, don't forget to schedule your sick day 2 to 4 weeks in advance, like it's a sick day. It's just perfect. I love the commentary. This is what's always been like that in all these games.
How's the combat?
The combat is better than, as far as the shooting goes, it's better than most games like this. Like, it's better than any of the Fallout games that I've played.
Would you say it's good?
I would say it's not great as far as like a first-person shooter goes. Like, it's not super tight, and it can feel a little wonky when you're trying to like aim. Like, you'll see, like, I actually switched to a mouse and keyboard because I was playing controller first, and like I'll be trying to aim on the head, and I'll just like overshoot like crazy.
Okay.
And it was just, you know, kind of in that sense, and that's understandable because that's kind of how it's never been like a shooting game at its core. The core is the RPG aspect of it, and that's probably why they added in the slow-mo time. It's called like time dilation, I forgot what it's called. It's like your slow-mo, like it's basically like Max Payne bullet time, basically.
Okay.
It's the same exact thing. And the bullet time feature makes it easier for that to happen, and that was exactly the reason why VATS became a thing in Fallout. VATS was the targeting system in Fallout that let you pick heads and stuff.
Right.
That's exactly why it started, is because like that's why they carried it on over into Fallout 3 when they first made a first-person shooter Fallout game, was because it was still too difficult to actually focus on heads and stuff. It's easier in a sense of like Skyrim and stuff like that because you're just like swinging.
Right,
Swords and stuff, but like actually placing shots is more difficult, and so, but I think they did it well enough. It doesn't feel like a chore or difficult. There's a lot of cool features, like when you're aiming in this bullet time, you can like shoot people in the eyes to like blind them, or like you can shoot people like in like different parts of their like legs and stuff to like cripple them. And like so, there's a lot of like ways that you can approach things. There's like, you know, things got weak spots and all that good stuff.
Okay, so you're going to continue playing it for sure? How many times are you going to play it? Like 3?
Probably at least 2.
Twice.
Probably at least 2. This is how I play these games. I play it one where I play it as serious as I can the first time through, you know, where I don't do anything crazy because I want to go through the whole game and I want to see what everything has to see, and I feel like if you just go through as like a maniac and just start like, you know, murdering people left and right, you might miss some things, you know. Maybe you don't in this game, but it's how it was in the previous Fallouts, and like, you know, you don't want to just go out and kill people because you can like miss stuff on like quests and
that's
rewards and stuff that you couldn't normally get.
Okay, so first impression's good.
First impression's very good. If you were been looking for a real Fallout game, I'm not talking about
RPG.
Fallout 76, that dumpster fire that we have stuff to talk about actually, again, and even Fallout 4, even though Fallout 4 was very well received, I enjoyed Fallout 4, it still was not the strongest entry in the franchise, and it just paled in comparison to the depth of Fallout New Vegas, and that's kind of what it comes out back to here, where you just have that depth. There's like a really strong narrative, and the dialogue is just awesome. I mean, you can be as much of an asshole as you want to be, and like, you honestly should be an asshole sometimes because it's just more funny.
Okay. All right. Cool. So,
but definitely play it if you're interested in like an RPG, or if you're just looking for that kind of game. Just for those of you who haven't played that kind of game before, just know that it is a slower paced game. I recommend watching our stream before, you know, spending the hard drive space or the money on it, because it just might not be your cup of tea, and like that's okay. I'm not offended by that. It's just some of these games are they're kind of slow. They're slow to start. I mean, you're spending a lot of time talking to people, getting context, and doing quests and managing your inventory, and you know, it's a lot of stuff that's not super exciting. But if you're into that kind of game, you're into the inventory management and the, you know, the narrative driven quest lines and all this wackiness, then it's definitely gonna be up your alley. Definitely. I will probably come out with a full on written review at a later date. Right now I'm only a couple of hours into the game.
You're gonna need a lot of time for that.
Right now I'm only a couple hours into the game, but my first impressions are good right now. I'm a little worried about the amount of content, though. I will say that to be critical. I remember the developer saying, when the game was first releasing, that the game isn't huge. They weren't going for a huge game, but they were going for a game that will entice you to want to play again multiple times. And you can kind of see that. Like, I feel like, I don't know, the area that I have is only just the starting area, but the map that I see is not that large looking.
Mm-hmm.
And
you go to different planets, so
that's what I'm saying. So you go to different planets, and I was just kind of a good gauge of the amount of content is in the game. I think would be to look at the amount of loot that you can get. So I was looking on the Fextra Life, because there's a Fextra Life for it already, and I was looking at all the different possible weapons and armor sets that you can get, and it's just not a bunch. There's not a bunch.
So I
it's
guess
not a bad thing. It seems like everything's supposed to be viable, and it really encourages you to play the way that you want to play. I guess it doesn't force you down any avenue. You can even respec. You couldn't do this in any other game like this. You can actually respec your character. So you can.
You'll have to give us more of a in-depth analysis next week, because we'll be playing more of it.
Definitely will.
But the second game we got to talk about, that Sig's going to talk about, very highly regarded, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare here. So basically, this game came out today as well. So we got two very different games on our hands: one RPG, one shooter. Now, this game has an 86 on Metacritic, which is pretty good. Not bad. Call of Duty usually does score on the higher side. I will give you that.
They both have 86s.
But
wow.
I played this game yesterday. I played the campaign, about an hour or two of it, probably around an hour and a half-ish, 2 hours. One of our other guys, Johnny Breck and Crazy One, also played it. They played multiplayer and some campaign. And our boy Sig over here also almost played it.
I actually got about 30 minutes in.
Oh, you did get in?
Oh.
So what did you exactly play?
Campaign.
Okay, what'd you think? Tell me your thoughts.
Campaign.
I'm gonna save my. I'm gonna save mine until you go ahead. Let's hear your review first.
You save it.
I wouldn't say review. I would say impression.
Impressions. These are impressions, not reviews.
Yeah.
We're only a couple hours.
That's a different thing.
Okay.
First impressions.
So my impressions of the campaign were positive. This campaign was written by two guys that came over from Naughty Dog. So you immediately see that the writing's a little better, the acting's good, it looks beautiful, visually very good looking. The way the world tells you information is also very Naughty Dog-esque. So basically, not all the exposition has to go to you for you to understand what's happening in the world. You can be walking around and there'll be a lot of things happening in the world. Say some people are getting hanged over there and some person's trying to stop them, a guard will go kick their butt. This isn't you doing the actions, but you're still learning about the society and the world that you're in.
Paints a picture.
Yeah, it paints a picture pretty well.
Okay.
The voice acting is very good. The sound in this game is also very good. The sound of the guns is good.
Yeah.
And pretty much the story so far I like. Basically, you play as two different people. You play as this guy Alex, who is kind of in this made-up Middle Eastern country helping this freedom fighter group, and then you play as another person, an English cop, I think, or a British cop. I forget his name. I think it's Carrick or Garrick or something like that. And you have to face terrorism in London. So you get kind of different sides of what they're trying to show you of war, and it's interesting so far. I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
What do you think of the campaign so far?
Those are your campaign impressions?
Before the campaign, I want to talk about how amped I was to play this game.
Okay.
Let's go. Everyone strap in.
As you've heard in the past, I've never pre-ordered a game
before.
Right.
And I don't even like digital.
Right.
So I broke my two rules. The two rules that I have to myself. Never pre-order a game and don't buy digital if physical is available. I broke those because everybody said they're going to get the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the trailer looked hype.
Mm-hmm. It looked good.
It looked good. I unpacked the new computer from here.
All
so
fresh and shiny.
Yeah, so we can use that, 1080 Ti with the game. I even rewatched Hyena Road on Netflix. Y'all know that?
No.
If y'all haven't seen Hyena Road, it's basically set. It's a war movie set in the Middle East, but the dialogue on the walkies, it sounds very technical. It sounds very just to get my mind into the whole
real,
yeah. So I'm out for this. All right.
So now your computer. All right, here we go.
When it was time to fire it up, I couldn't play anything. I couldn't even get on the campaign. I had to I just had to.
Why?
wait.
Internet?
No, it said connection. Cannot connect to online services.
That's an always online game.
Right. So a lot of that zeal that I had going into it, it got diffused real quick. I said, all right, let me do something else then. So I jumped. I worked on that project that I was working on. Jumped back on at around 12:30. 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
No, it was 12:30. I played from 12:30 to 1.
Okay.
I played the campaign. Start you off in the jungle, right? I was unimpressed with the firebomb at the beginning, how they blew up that compound.
Unimpressed.
I was unimpressed.
Okay.
Oh, that's
The
when you're looking
flames-
through the binoculars.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looked very. I was right there. I was a little bit let down. The backdrop is, if anybody's played Battlefield 3, the start of the game, you're looking through binoculars at a building, and then they shoot a rocket launcher into that building, and that made me go, whoa! I had to take my headphones off. I was like, oh crap! Like that was.
You say that had more impact than the start of this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
The explosion, the sound, all of it felt more in your
I just
face.
feel like what was it about? It was just like the visual effects of the flames, the sound just seemed cheap. Like what?
Daylight versus nighttime. In nighttime, they can hide a lot of things. So they set you off in nighttime. Yes, there's more shimmering. It just didn't. It didn't feel as immersive to me. It felt artificial. Like when they firebombed the whole thing, you just see like pixels of flames. It was just weird. It didn't feel. It didn't
Visually,
feel-
it didn't blow you away.
Yes,
Okay.
and keep in mind, I just rewatched Hyena Road, so they had lots of explosions in there. So that's how explosions should look like, and it looked like that on Battlefield 3. It did not look like that on Call of Duty. So I'm just like, oh man. So now I'm going through you go through the jungle, right? It's typical Destiny 2, Ghost Recon Wildlands. It feels like video game developers are using the jungle a lot to hide because it's easier.
I mean, I guess, but there's a reason why you're there at night. You're trying to do something, like...
Whatever the reason is, it felt like, okay, I've seen the scenery. Let me get to the buildings. So you go into the buildings, and right when it starts getting good, my mouse quit working.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the game, so
That's insane.
Yeah, but it wasn't Windows. It was just in the game because when I what do you call it? Alt tab to switch out of the game.
Yeah.
My mouse was working in Windows. It
Oh.
was just in the game. It wasn't working.
Okay. That's
Did
strange.
you accidentally click off screen or something?
No,
That's strange.
I only had one monitor up.
Yeah, like, can't go anywhere.
Yeah, when I left the game, I minimized the game, I still had the mouse.
Okay.
I just said, I'm done with this. And overall, the taste in my mouth was really, really salty because, I went in wanting to I wanted to like this game. I wanted to jump on the hype train. I couldn't, I pre-ordered the game so that we could start playing at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I didn't finally start playing until 12:30. Okay, and then, it was just, I'm still gonna play it because everybody else is gonna play it.
You definitely should continue playing it.
Yeah.
Because you did buy it. Like,
You not only did you buy it, but I mean, to be fair, like you had a bad experience, and that is very unfortunate and stuff. But I mean, that was I can almost guarantee you with certainty that's a one-time thing. I can almost guarantee you with certainty. I would
Do you think
actually
on
bet
Twitter-
money.
On Twitter and Reddit, they were saying, "Oh, here it is, this typical Call of Duty launch." They should know better.
Activision?
They should.
Whoever
Sure.
is in charge,
Sure.
the CTO, this is your job.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can agree there.
I don't care what business you're in, you have a Black Friday. All right? Amazon, they have a Black Friday. Imagine your servers go down when it comes time, it's game time.
People are mad.
Yeah, me, Vitamin J. We have a little bit of background on call centers. So for call centers, believe it or not, Mother's Day and Valentine's Day blow up the phone systems. Everybody else in the world scales up for the big days. All right, my wife's family, they have groceries in the Philippines. They have like 6, 7, 8 times the staff as a normal day for that 1 or 2 days. This is the launch, guys. There's no excuse. You're not even selling a physical product. It's just digital. With Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, Microsoft, all of these cloud services, and they're rubber banded, they're elastic. You scale up when you need it, and then you just few mouse clicks. You scale down, and don't tell me it can't be done. Because look, mom and pop businesses do this. We do this. There's no excuse for a big guy not to do it. I don't understand.
Especially one that has all the money, like Activision.
It's.
Do you think you'd be less mad if the campaign was playable offline and you could just jump right in? You don't have to always connect?
I don't want to make any reasons to give them solutions. That's their job.
Yes.
The biggest, I'm not here to, I don't live for video games. Video games are here to entertain me.
Right.
It's in the same category as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about the biggest movie release, Matrix 2. We stood in line, me, my cousins, my brothers, we stood in line for like an hour and a half to get into there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if we're sitting there, we got our popcorn ready? This is equivalent to that. I had my new tower ready. I just watched Hyena Road. Oh yeah, because I
just watched Matrix 1.
Let's
ready
go,
for
let's
Matrix
go.
2.
And then cannot connect. Like, all right, retry. I'm hitting retry for 2 hours. Like, imagine you're watching Matrix and you're just like, cannot connect.
Or just like film not done. Or just like.
So I gotta put my life on hold because y'all didn't do your job. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And it's.
If you were warned that this could possibly happen, would you have just not?
No. If I would have known, because like
If you were warned that this could have possibly happened,
I would have
if
not.
you were just like,
pre-ordered.
oh hey Sig, by the way, in the past many Call of Duty titles have server issues at launch. If we told you that, you wouldn't have bought it yesterday.
Correct.
Okay.
I wouldn't have bought it yesterday. I'm less mad that I bought it yesterday as I am like the disappointment. Man, I was really like
amped.
Yeah.
Really excited.
And you guys know I'm a casual. I don't get about any game.
Computer
Yeah.
home, watch the movie, put the kids to bed early, like you were ready.
It was so anticlimactic, bro.
You're just like, kids, go to bed. It's like, but it's not. I don't care what time it is. Just go to bed. I don't
You know
care.
what?
Like,
I'm sorry you had that experience. I'm sure it's a phenomenal game, and I'm sorry that put a bad taste in your mouth. Honestly.
yeah, I've had
this
that
was-
happen.
But this
to
is
me.
actually an issue. It actually, I don't even know if Activision was really keen that this was going to happen.
They had to.
They had to be right, but the thing
This is like the 20th Call of Duty.
according to
if you
Deep
go
Poodly
to
on the
Battle,
chat,
if you
it
went
says-
to BattleNet, I think it was on BattleNet. You correct me if I'm wrong, Deep Poodly, but they were literally saying like, "Here, check out Musel Extreme. This is like a sponsored person playing the game." And then when you go to the stream, he's just sitting there looking at the loading screen, and then he turns the
Sad.
stream off. Well, this was the stream that like the developer, like the company told you to watch. Like, hey, everybody, watch this guy, get hyped about the game, and then he's just sitting there like.
For the majority
That
of
is
people,
terrible.
who, if you don't have a background of how easy it is to scale,
I don't. So
if you
I
don't
do not.
if you don't realize how easy it is, the reason why I say this is inexcusable is because it's easy. It's so easy that a family-owned business can go ahead and take advantage of cloud services to scale up their capabilities.
Why do you think they don't do it? Just money?
No, they don't care, dude. Now the reason why graphics keep increasing is code is reused. The code base is reused.
Mm-hmm.
So all the genius stuff that people have done in the past,
they can just add on to it.
they're adding onto it. So
is
literally, that's
smart.
saying they're standing on the shoulders of giants. They're not rewriting code. They're just improving code.
Right. Okay.
But to have a launch downright, that's present day. That shows your like where you put your emphasis, where you put your priority, where you put your values today. Because it's showtime today. You cannot rely on the good launches of the past. This is you on display.
Yeah, it's like your
Yeah.
product.
The code that we're watching, the games that we're watching right now, we're watching decades of programmers' hard work. So, dude, don't confuse the two. A launch today is just, that's all you. That is all you. And you guys failed. Y'all failed. And y'all fail every time there's a big launch. I don't understand.
Isn't that crazy?
Super Bowl. Imagine the Super Bowl. You know, just unavailable. What the
You're just like buffering.
Yeah, just like it's like Spectrum's just circling. It's like cannot connect. It's like what?
No. I guarantee you take somebody like, people who do it right. You take Amazon, you take Facebook, you take Google. If they get the rights to stream the Super Bowl, I would bet $1,000 that there would not be a hiccup. It would be smooth. The first time I watched NFL on Twitter, I was expecting it to be a little bit like those Reddit streams.
Like rickety?
Yeah, a little bit of chop. That thing was like 60 frames a second. I was blown away, but that's how it should be. That's what people are expecting. We got our popcorns, guys. We're ready to be entertained.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's insane that it's so expected that people are just like, oh.
Yeah, even Deeppool has said it. It's like this happens with all COD launch titles. It just.
But Call of Duty's been around for like since what 2003, 2005. That is so long to keep doing this. Like,
It is weird because it's usually fixed within like a couple of hours. You know, so it's like.
and the single player is also online. So
Why
you
was it
can't
not
just, like,
working a couple
jump
of
to
hours
that.
before the time that it was supposed to launch? Like, what did they have to do? What was such a simple task they could
Yeah,
fix
here's
it in
what
a
I
couple of
understand,
hours?
like,
Like they can fix it in a couple of hours. That,
Yeah, like, how
if
did
that
you
task
not-
is so simple? Why
Yeah.
did you just do that?
Yeah, exactly.
A couple of hours prior.
Exactly. It's like,
Like,
Oh,
I
we
don't
just hit this
understand
button.
enough
It's
about this
like-
stuff. I really don't know. So, but
I don't know.
that's my questions. Answer us, developers.
Do you think-
Activision?
so do you think?
What do?
I think it would have been like a news story, dude.
I'm gonna slap that.
Dude, it would have been if they would have launched this game
God,
perfectly.
look at that.
That would have been a news story in itself. Of like, look how clean this
Just
launch
wanna, like,
is.
Slap it.
It's clean.
I feel like it just be like a really like just a nice slapping sound.
if this wasn't video games, if this would have been an NBA Finals game, World Series,
Oh my God, there'd be-
Super Bowl, it'd be all over the news.
It'd be
and they would just get
it'd be big news.
Yeah, heads
It
would
be
roll.
big news.
Heads would roll. I don't get why it's excusable. And all that stuff about, it's funny because 2 weeks ago I was defending Activision Blizzard, and now I'm killing them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking it. I don't have any fight in this game, or I don't have a horse in this race,
yeah.
right? I'm just looking at it from a casual perspective, man, and
You're just like sitting there like, what the hell is going on?
It makes no sense. It's all those gamers that were supposed to say, "Oh, we're boycotting Amazon," not Amazon, Activision Blizzard. Y'all did not boycott. Y'all shut down their servers last night. What happened to that boycott, guys?
They're probably just writing on their whiteboard. It's
Dude,
like
listen,
boycott
all right.
equals money.
Listen, all right. I think we're all on the same page when it comes to communist China. Okay, that's not okay. All right, but realistically, we haven't had a good COD game in like half a decade. All right, you're gonna bear with us. I'm sorry, Hong Kong. Okay, but this is the best COD game that's come out in like years.
Yeah, I
Right,
know.
so-
Which is so
So
unfortunate.
that's what it takes for us to push aside our values, just in case you're wondering. A very good game we've been waiting a long time for.
The
So,
irony.
oh man, new Call of Duty game? Fuck out of here, Hong Kong.
Exactly. The irony of the.
So do you think this is a publisher
Straight
fault
up,
or a developer
absolutely.
fault? Do
would
we
be
get
a
mad at
developer,
Infinity
wouldn't
Ward or do we get mad at
This falls
Activision?
squarely on one person's head. The
On-
CTO.
CTO of Activision?
Activision Blizzard, it doesn't matter who.
Yeah,
there's
well,
one person
we'll
that
just
makes
take
the
them as the
decision
same.
to say we're taking this route, guys.
Right.
It takes one person. It doesn't take a team. It's not take consensus. It takes one person to
One
say,
shot caller.
yeah, to say we cannot let this happen. Figure it out. Have your team, your network guys, figure it out. If you have to switch to a new platform, switch to a new platform.
Pump up those servers.
There's one person at fault.
And that's so unfortunate because like Infinity Ward will get so much hate mail, developer. But
They
like,
will.
Your game doesn't connect.
They
Your game
will.
sucks. And they're just like
They
they're just
will.
sitting there like, I just made this game for you to like.
The
Please
developers
like it.
did their
Like,
job. The developers did your job.
It's always important to know when to hate. Just most of the time, it's never the developer's fault. Most of the time, it's never like one programmer or one developer or one graphic designer's fault. So like, keep that in mind if you're about to storm Twitter with hate mail and stuff. But that is really unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that was your
I've been
first
burned like that
experience.
before.
It's all good.
I've been burned like
It
that before. It
happens,
sucks, dude.
like we shouldn't, just be okay with it happening. But I think it's more like, like what are you gonna do?
yeah.
Like what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna call.
I think
like,
this is
your
why-
your local political representative and like, hey, what's going on with Activision? Like,
I was telling JD, I wish I would have bought a physical copy so I have something to throw against the wall.
Yep.
But I had nothing. I was like, ah! And I just had to chuckle. 1 o'clock in the morning, I just
like,
had to laugh.
That
This
maddening
is-
laugh of like, this is insane.
This is
like,
dumb.
just
Yeah.
angry.
I think that's why
Like,
games,
release your
like-
anger, mowing your lawn at 1:30 or something.
I think this is why games like I think this is why God of War did so well as well. But not because it was amazing, just because like you just put it in and then you play the game. That's it. There was just nothing.
Was there a patch?
There was a patch.
There was one patch. Okay.
There was like a patch.
It was
or
like
two.
a single patch, probably to fix like one like spelling miscorrection.
It was. I think it
the
was
game
like,
was like 99.99999% like there 100%.
But it was just like people were just like, "Oh, I'm so amazed! You can just put it in. I can play it immediately." It's like, yeah, like
remember that?
And that's I think what'll happen with the next gen more so because they're using 100 gigabyte Blu-ray discs instead of 50 gigs what they're using now.
I see.
So I think that'll help. I don't know if it'll help when you freaking download Call of Duty and version 1.03 is a 56 gigabyte patch, but it'll help a little bit, I think.
Oh, Deep Poorly pointed something funny out. So, like, their slogan for the game was going dark, because, you know, the whole night vision emphasis. And then I actually saw a meme, like, this morning when I was sitting on the toilet. It was just like, it was like, you know, like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare gets released, and then, like, you know, Call of Duty servers going dark.
See, that's really funny, because it's
Well,
really appropriate.
Yeah, really relevant. But
Yeah, but I'll be continuing to play the game. I'm gonna my plan is to beat the campaign this weekend actually. It's like 8 hours long.
With the game, since you did play it last, I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
The difference between running and not running is negligible.
what do you mean?
Is it just me?
No,
No.
it's different.
It's always been
It's
like
different.
when you're
it's not like
sprinting-
amazing, but it's different.
When you're in full sprint, it takes longer to get your gun out.
Okay.
So that's like the main thing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
there's half sprints and full sprints?
No, there's a full.
No, it's
there's
just
only
like
a
when you're
sprint.
like you're moving and you're walking. You know, that's just kind of like you just running. But like when you're like actually holding the sprint button, he's like running with his
Yeah,
gun
he's,
to
like,
the side and
swinging
stuff,
his gun.
or like holding it to the side.
Are you saying the speed of running is not that fast?
I think the speed. What
compared to
about the
walking?
running?
The
wasn't-
difference between running and not running wasn't as
Oh,
apparent. I was like, am I running?
Okay, yeah. I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean,
It
right?
didn't seem like, I remember playing the beta. I remember like running. I was like, why does it feel like I'm just like hauling 600 pounds?
Alright, I'm not taking crazy pills.
No,
I
yes,
was like,
I agree.
am I running or not?
I agree.
looked
It's
down.
like you're running through tar.
I looked at my pinky to make sure I'm holding the shift button down. I'm like, he's not running. Like, I guess he is.
So-
No, it's moving. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he is because you see him swinging his arms, but he's not moving any faster.
It's like, it's honestly like, you know those scenes in Scooby Doo where they see like the ghosts and they like all run but they're like in place.
Yeah.
Like, oh zoinks!
It's like if you so basically
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
Basically,
I
what I will say is like if you expect this game to like there will be no. You can probably take this to the bank, dude. This probably won't ever like. I don't think this will ever not like come true, basically. But there will be no first-person shooter that will feel better than Titanfall.
I agree. Apex Legends is tight.
None.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
tight.
There just
Dude.
isn't like when you play. You Call of
Quality
Duty feels good.
shooting,
It feels
yes.
good to play.
I'm glad you said that.
Quality shooting.
I'm
If
glad
you were to
yes.
jump into Titanfall afterwards, you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is so fluid!
It's
It is
okay.
so fluid."
I'm glad because I asked Crazy One that this morning. I said, for a shooter, how does it like? Because
Well,
I didn't really
I heard your
expect-
question. That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to bring it up today.
And you're still saying Titanfall is the
Titanfall is
creme de
the
la creme.
best first-person shooter.
When it comes
made.
to first-person
It's
shooters,
tight.
In the ways of
Respawn knows
control.
what they're doing, man.
Okay.
Which is why I'm so excited for the Star Wars game because it's Respawn, and they're like,
It's Respawn.
our
Well,
goal
it's
is to
not a
make combat
first-person
fluid.
shooter.
And I'm like, yes, dude,
But
yes.
fluid combat and just good flow, it just kind of seems to be.
Just like
in
again,
their-
I
in
still
their
remember
thing.
first time sliding down a hill in Apex. I was like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is amazing.
It was cool. Like I just first played Apex. There's barely a tutorial, but you just like jump in and you're just like already doing.
It was
things.
natural.
You're already
Everything.
moving. You're like
Even the pinging came
It's like if
natural.
I push this, I should run, right? Oh, look at that, I'm running.
Yeah. So,
So
like,
if I push this, I'll slide.
On the
Oh, look at
chat,
that.
Crazy7 said you have to double tap the run button
Oh
to
wait,
run
that
faster.
was a thing. That was a thing. Yes.
For
okay.
COD?
This was different because
Okay.
this
So
was
you had to
always
double
a
tap
thing.
it.
There wasn't
Okay,
always a thing.
alright, that's
so there
fair,
was
I
like
guess.
there was like a run, like a trot, like a jog
Okay.
to go faster, but you could still pull up your gun fairly quickly.
Okay.
But then there was like a full-on sprint, and that's the one where he actually runs fast.
Okay,
Ah,
all right.
That's
Well, that's
right.
all right.
Okay.
That's
I haven't,
all
It's been
right.
a while since the beta, but I do.
My statement
do,
still stands though.
I do
Titanfall
remember
is
that.
much better than Call of Duty, just in the game mechanics and
And
how it
as
feels.
far as the shooter goes, and the feeling of the shooter, but you know, Call of Duty still feels really, really good, and highly recommend trying it out. We're all definitely gonna play
Which is
it.
a testament
Which
to
is
how good
another
Titanfall
reason
is.
you guys should drop into the Discord, FPS Guys Discord, link in the description, and play with us like this weekend and stuff, dude.
Yep.
Because we're gonna be
Like
playing
that,
like literally everybody I know except for like this dude's brother has the game because it's like, no, I'm gonna wait and see how it pans out first, even though like literally everybody I know has it.
Yeah, everybody got it, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying. Everyone but Carlos has it, and like Carlos doesn't really play games. That's fine, but like, that's your bro, dude.
Anyways, so that's our first impressions of the games.
So sick.
Both
Both
of them awesome.
Kind of a tangent question, but like, if you were to take the code for the movement of Call of Duty compared to the code of the movement of Titanfall, are they gonna look the same? Like, because it's run to like.
I don't know.
Do action to run, okay. Like do action to slide, okay.
No,
like,
that's not what makes it feel fluid. It's the physics. The physics.
oh,
engine
the physics
inside.
engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the code itself of to do an action. It's how it reacts within
Right.
the world.
Correct.
Okay.
There's actually a lot
That's
when
insane
it
to
comes
me.
to like making a first-person shooter feel fluid like that. I mean, it's because it's everything.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
wouldn't even imagine
the
if I was
way
a
that you
coder.
move, the motion blur, the way that the gun bobs, the way
Yeah.
that little trinkets on the person bobs and moves, and
Can you imagine just
it's
developing
all-
Titanfall 2? It's like, can you make that feel a little more fluid? It's
all
like,
these
To give you an
nuances.
example,
what are you
with
gonna do?
Spider-Man on PlayStation.
Yeah, it feels
The-
great.
One of the cheats that the developers did in their physics engine to make it feel fluid when you're swinging around is to blur the background.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So the blur does two things. It makes it easier to compute, and it makes it feel like you're actually
I mean,
moving.
that's pretty smart, man.
That's
It's
genius.
like the whooshes and
Yeah.
the wind flying through you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it does. It's a twofold.
It's all
benefit.
about.
I guess that's
it's all about
why-
these nuances.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's why when I played Control, the physics engine there, I was like, oh my god, this is the best Force Star Wars
That's
ever.
what it's all
Yeah.
about, dude. Like,
Okay, cool. Interesting.
So really cool. Those are our first impressions, guys. Like I said, we're gonna be playing both of these games probably nonstop for the next couple of weeks. Jump into the Discord and
Play with us and come get this work in Call of Duty because I will 360 no scope your ass. Moving
So,
on. Though.
basically, what we're gonna do is now we got a few little bits we want to touch on because they're pretty important, actually, and then
Pretty
some
interesting.
rapid fires to go through, and then after that, there's some rumors and sales or rumors that are, woo, they're juicy. They're
some
juicy rumors.
Pretty
so,
juicy rumors going on.
So we're gonna skip around a little bit.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about
Oh, we got
Bethesda
it.
and Fallout 76 because they are in the news yet again. So, quick rundown: Fallout 76 was a flaming dumpster fire. We talked about it a year and a half ago. It did not receive well. It was actually done so poorly that people were giving it away in some game stores 2 weeks after launch. Like, it was bad. It was very bad. They couldn't pay you to take this game.
And then this news actually comes from Forbes, so we're pulling it from Forbes.
From
there.
Forbes.
Not making it up. It's from
So,
Forbes.
you still have to pay for this game, by the way. This is still a game you buy and pay for at a game store or online retailer or whatever. Bethesda has come out with a premium monthly subscription for Fallout 76 called Fallout First. This actually costs $100 a year or for the low price of $13 a month.
That's more than
That
Game
is
Pass.
over twice as much as Game Pass is. In Game Pass, you get like a bunch of actually good games. So, like, what the heck, dude? And
Yeah, but maybe it comes with some good stuff.
yeah, let's see what kind of great stuff it comes with. So, some of these amazing features included behind this paywall subscription is private worlds for up to you and up to 7 friends. A scrap box to have unlimited storage for crafting components.
Well-
Literally pay to win right there because that's part of the game.
Yeah, we'll touch on that a little bit more.
Literally part of the game is like, inventory management. And if you can just like pay money to have an unlimited inventory, like, space, like that's kind of whack, honestly. That would piss me off. There's a survival tent, which is also a kind of nice little pay to win feature, where it's a new placeable fast travel point because you can't do this normally. This also includes all of your basic needs like a crafting table and storage and stuff like that. Bullcrap. You also receive 1,650 atoms per month to be used at the Atom Shop, the in-game store, for a bunch of stupid crap.
The most
that-
expensive thing in that store is 1,800 atoms. They're giving you something you can't even buy, and you're
1,800
paying for
atoms.
it.
So this is absolute bullcrap, dude. Because not only the amount of atoms they give you is pretty meager, all the items on that store are super overpriced, and this is also kind of this falls along this whole pay to win thing where, because there are literally items that you can buy from this in-game store that have stat bonuses on the character. So it's not like it's not purely cosmetic. Yeah. It's not. There's also the Ranger armor outfit, probably one of the most iconic Fallout armors. By the way, from Fallout New Vegas, Obsidian's Fallout game, not from Bethesda's Fallout game.
Such a slap in the face.
So you can get this very low quality Ranger armor skin exclusive for subscription members only. So you have to have the subscription in order to purchase it, but it's behind a separate paywall. So paywall, they have these layers of paywalls, guys, folks. And then, of course, you get icons and emotes that contains all different kinds of unique icons and emotes. Now, this gets even deeper because Bethesda can't catch a break now.
They can't screw one thing up. They can't
screw one thing up.
Three things up
they
at
have
one
to
time.
destroy everything all at once in this collective just collapse of crap. So the scrap box that we aforementioned was actually bugged at launch, and I don't know if it's been fixed yet. But people, the scrap box that was advertised actually deletes everything that you put inside of it. So consider playing a game that you've spent dozens, maybe even hundreds of hours on, collecting items, say, and then you buy this feature that lets you store infinite number of those items.
Because you're like, oh yeah,
you're
perfect.
like, all right, great. This is a nice little like feature. This really helps me out, with my exploration and crap. And then you put all your goodies in there that you've been gathering over hours and hours and hours of gameplay, and then it deletes everything.
Just gone.
Like, dude, I would start a fire. Like, I'd be pissed. I would be calling the cops. I'd be like, you guys need to come take me and put me in a mental institution because I'm about to kill somebody.
Oh man!
And
it
not
doesn't
only
stop there.
that, it does not stop there. So the aforementioned private servers, not actually private.
I think Siggy could probably help us out with the description of this. But
So-
we'll start top.
So the private servers aren't actually private because when you say it's a private server, that's your server basically that you pay for, and it's your server. And even if you leave that server, all of your stuff should still be there, right? Because it's your server. That was the whole point. Otherwise, you would just play it on the public server.
Public server.
So the private servers are actually just timeshares. Because it's not actually your server. Like, if you log out of a server, and you have to have at least one person logged in to that server to maintain it.
No, that person has to be a subscription member.
The person who's a subscription member has to be in there to maintain it. If that person leaves the server is actually shut down, and all of the NPC placements, item placements, all the settlements that you built, basically any progress that you've done that isn't directly tied to your character and is tied to the world is gone. And you have to redo it. Which totally defeats the purpose of a private server because why would you not just play publicly? Because when you play publicly, the same thing happens. When you leave the game, all your stuff gets erased.
Right.
And you have to go rebuild everything, which is so dumb. There's no reason to even have this private server, and it doesn't even work as the way that people wanted it to.
Correct.
So it's an absolute just cluster of crap, and everyone is really pissed about this. And honestly, at this point, if you're playing Fallout 76, I don't know how to help you, dude.
Why?
Like, if you like it, sure, like that's all you, man. But like, these are blatant issues, very blatant. So
This is like the worst thing Bethesda needed.
this,
Right now. I think Blizzard is probably like, oh my god, the news is about
Blizzard's like,
someone else.
Woo, Bethesda, you go.
It's like, please take the headlines away from us.
Because this is bad, dude. Like, this is really bad.
And so the worst part about all this is that these things, the scrap box, the tent, the outfit, are all things that players, the community have wanted. Be like, oh, we really want this, we really want this, we really want this. So Bethesda's like, we hear you. We hear you. We're going to help you. And they just put it behind a paywall. Like,
for a low price of $13 a month.
That's way
which is a lot, dude. That's a lot.
This is a trash company.
Like,
I've never seen a company fall this far and this fast.
I don't think any subscription that I'm subscribed to is even close to that much. I don't think any of them. I think Netflix might be like $8 or $12 or something like that.
It's probably like $13, right? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't pay for my Netflix. Just like I don't know anybody who pays for their Netflix. They just mooch off somebody else.
That's the biggest controversy that's going on right now.
So-
because it's man, I don't want to. It's terrible. Okay, it's terrible.
It is horse poop. It is definitely that. But if you were in a mood for a laugh, I highly recommend going to FalloutFirst.com. FalloutFirst.com was the domain for the game that somebody who isn't Bethesda grabbed before Bethesda did, which is such an oversight.
Such a rookie move.
Such an oversight on their part to not grab the domain for the website for what you're creating. And so they created this website, and it's just this spew of just awesome satirical just goodness of them just crapping all over Fallout First and how it's just like a money pit and Bethesda's just basically bending you over to screw the money out of you.
That's
And-
spelled out, by the way, first. F-I-R-S.
yeah, F-I-R-S-T. FalloutFirst.com. Check it out. It's still up.
That's really funny.
It's really
They
funny.
can't take
dude.
that down, right?
Because to be honest,
he has the domain,
it's-
right?
To be honest, it's
What
his.
can they do?
It's his. They would have to pay him to get
They
it.
would have to pay him, I guess,
And
right?
because it is, I mean, the funny part is
They might be
the things
able
that he's
to.
saying is
I
not.
just pulled it up, and it has likeness of that character.
Oh,
They might be able to.
oh, because trademarks.
Trademarks.
Oh,
yeah.
But the thing is,
I'm not going to put it up on the
what
screen,
he's
though.
saying is not inaccurate at all. Like, he gives you the rundown of everything, but he just tells you how it actually is
yeah.
in
So-
a very funny way.
So look into that if you want to give yourself a laugh and have 5 minutes because it's super funny. But yeah, that's our big Bethesda news.
Yeah, and then moving on, we actually do have to talk about some other games. Games that are near and dear to my heart. There's been some game delays. This is the day of delays, actually, and some very high-profile games have been delayed. The Last of Us Part 2 has unfortunately been delayed from February 21st to May 29th for polish and quality. This is from Naughty Dog themselves. Neil Druckmann himself, the director of this game, the vice president of the studio, put out a letter. It's like, hey, we're delaying this game. We had two options: compromise it or get more time. We chose to get more time. We didn't want to crunch our employees through the holidays. We thought this was the right decision. We're sorry. And I was like, you know what? Fair.
I can back that.
Fair.
I can
Totally
back
fair.
that. They care about their employees.
So that's a little disappointing, but at least it's not a delay where it's like, hey, we don't know when this is coming out. Something bad happened.
It's for a good reason.
So I'm okay with it. Now, that actually affects Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima does not have a public release date, but it was planned, rumored planned to be around April, May. You're not going to have Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima next to each other. It's just not going to happen. So that game, Ghost of Tsushima, is going to be pushed back to later in 2020, which tells me it's going to be a PS5, PS4 crossover title. So I'm okay with that. I can wait.
Mm-hmm.
Next game that got delayed, Watch Dogs Legion, got delayed from March 6th to the next fiscal year, says Ubisoft. They didn't even give a date. The next fiscal year starts April 1st and extends all the way to March
whole
2021.
year. So basically a whole year delayed.
Well, they said it'll come out within that time period. They didn't even give a date though. So that applies to Watch Dogs Legions, Rainbow Six Quarantine, a new game, a spin-off game of Rainbow Six Siege, and Gods and Monsters. They're all delayed to the same time period. And this happened because Ubisoft admitted that Ghost Recon Breakpoint and The Division 2 underperformed, woefully underperformed.
Especially Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
They performed so badly that they had to delay their games indefinitely to make sure they didn't suck. I don't think I've really ever seen that before.
It's just
Pretty crazy.
I mean, at least they're admitting it, and they're not like Todd Howard and be like, "Fallout 6 is great." Oh god.
So there's little updates for you if you're looking forward to any of those games. Sorry, there's some delays, but a delay for quality, I'll take.
It's a good
I'll
thing.
take it.
It's usually not a bad thing for them to delay a game.
3-month delay for The Last of Us is a little bit more than I thought, but
Yeah, but I mean,
Whatever.
if Naughty Dog says they're trying to work on polish and last minute touches, I would trust them.
true. And there's not a lot of games that have higher expectations than that one. So
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of the cult following that The Last of Us 1 had, I mean, they gotta deliver 100%.
Yeah, and then let's see. We could talk about Stadia. Stadia actually sold out in all 14 countries. You guys see that?
Really?
Yeah, the Founders Edition was sold out in all 14 countries. You think that's a good sign, Sig? Or is it going to be a big old disappointment on November 19th?
I don't know. Well, they already pushed it back. They said that the Stadia services may not be available. It got
So
delayed.
what do you mean?
Oh, it did? Oh, I didn't even see that.
What do you mean the Founder Edition is sold in 14 countries, but it's not available yet? They just
Well, they
basically
pre-ordered.
purchased it.
Yeah,
Okay.
pre-ordered. So it's unavailable in those 14 countries, and you said it was delayed
Yeah.
from outside of November 19th?
According to The Verge, Google says you might have to wait to play Stadia even if you pre-ordered.
Oh, well, I think it's because it comes out on November 19th, but it rolls out to the order of when you pre-ordered it. So if you did it the day before I did, you would get it before I do. It's kind of like that. So it rolls out based on when you pre-ordered
Okay.
it, which I guess is fair. Like,
Makes first come first serve
but
kind of thing. Makes sense.
we can't even connect to freaking Call of Duty last night. How the hell is Stadia gonna work?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people apparently have high hopes for it because they sold out.
How, Sig? How?
You're talking about Google versus Activision. I mean, there's a big difference.
Yeah, but it's still server based.
When is the last time you went to Google and it was down?
Well, I don't think I remember a time.
When's the last time anything Google's been down? It actually happens quite often, but we don't even notice it. It actually blips, you know,
They just know how to
very
handle
often. Yeah, they've got so many backups to backups to backups.
That like it just covers it.
Yeah.
it. Mm.
So do you think Stadia will be successful?
I think they can pull it off, yeah.
Yeah?
I
Okay.
think they can.
So like playing Call of Duty on Stadia, you're like, man, this is great.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, Activision, there's a template. Like, just see how Google does it. And they're new to gaming, too. They're going to show them how it's done. Like, this is how you do a launch, guys.
This is what happens when you
This
have
is-
all the money in the world.
They have that much influence.
No, that's the
tech-
thing. You don't need a lot of
technology.
money. You don't need a lot of money to take advantage of cloud computing. I mean, that's the benefit of it. It's there when you need it, and then you spin up instances when you need it, and then you decommission them when you don't. You're not paying for hardware. Don't let Gimme on it again.
So if Stadia works, will you be a Stadia gamer? Like, so you don't have to deal with what you had to deal with this? There's no updates. Like, there is updates, but there's no. It's all done in the background, kind of like the OS does it. So you just every time you just hit play, it's the most updated version. Just boom.
For me personally, and it won't apply to everybody else, but I can't use a controller. I cannot use a controller to save my life, man. I need a keyboard and mouse.
Okay, well then, I mean, Stadia you can just play on the computer. Like, you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Can you use your keyboard and mouse for Stadia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might give it.
Yeah.
A try. Sure.
Yeah, because it's through a browser.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
yeah, give it a shot.
You might not be able to play with us on Call of Duty if
Nope.
you play with the mouse and keyboard.
I thought it was cross platform.
Oh, are you talking about Stadia or
It
what
is.
are
no,
you talking about?
I'm talking
Call
about
of Duty.
Normally? No, you can.
You can.
Even if he's using a different input?
Yeah, you can. I think there's a feature in there where you can you can check like crossplay,
Okay.
like across all systems or
Okay.
something. I'm not super sure, but I know
I thought
you
you
can
got
do
it
it.
for PC.
I did, but I played on a controller. The matchmaking doesn't do based off of what you're playing it on, it's based off of what your input is.
Yeah.
So if you're playing
So it's-
on a
oh, so you wanna
controller,
play with
you're
other
playing with other
controllers.
people who have controllers.
I see.
Yeah.
Like,
So
so that's what happened when I
yeah,
was
I think
playing.
there's an option within the game where it's like play with other input types.
So that just makes you wonder like we're gonna be able to play together, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right, so we gotta talk about some other stuff. Let's see here. Shroud, did you guys hear about this? Shroud takes exclusive deal to join Ninja on Mixer and leave Twitch.
So Twitch actually lost 2 of their biggest streamers this year.
So what about Dr. Disrespect? He's next, right?
I guess so.
I wonder.
How relevant?
I wonder how
is
much
he?
money they paid Shroud. I heard a number kicked around for Ninja was 47 million. I don't know if that's true.
That's
I hope not,
interesting.
but
I'd sell it for 47 million.
I'd do everything.
I'd definitely sell it for 47 million.
But yeah, so Shroud's moving over to Mixer. So if you guys watch him, go over to Mixer. It's a good move by Microsoft. Basically, this is very integral to their next gen plan. It's going to be very. You boot up Scarlet. It's going to be probably Mixer's going to be on the front page, man. You're probably going to see
Yep.
just like Shroud or Ninja just playing whatever popular game is out, just right on the front page.
That's what I
which
think, yeah.
Isn't that bad of an idea if you want to boost your community in
And
the
that's the
streaming
whole
side?
idea is that they're gonna try and get them to play these first party titles or something.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
Shroud's moving over to Ninja. Shroud's moving over to Ninja.
Are they
Shroud
friends?
and Ninja?
Are they friends?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I feel like they probably know each other.
I wonder how much input Ninja had on that. I wonder if he's like, I can't go solo on this. You got to bring another big guy over.
I feel like that would have happened at the same time, though, right?
If I'm the one writing the check, I would see how Ninja does first. And if I'm not hitting the numbers that I want, then all right, what do you think? What's wrong? Why are we not getting? You might be like, you gotta bring another heavy hitter in.
Bring somebody else in,
It's a good move by Mixer. They're trying.
It's like the big baller league. LeVar Ball, how he started his league just so his sons can play. It's not those. Just his sons are not enough to hold the league up. But if he would have just convinced maybe one or two other big high school stars to go play in his league instead of playing in college, that would have.
You need the pedigree to go with you, basically.
You gotta have some. Yeah, you cannot be a one-hit wonder. You gotta have something. You have to be able to follow up. You gotta be able to follow up.
So this is probably a good move then.
And that's a follow-up. That's interesting. I don't know who Shroud is. I don't know if he's good or...
No, he's really good.
Shroud is amazing.
Okay.
Shroud was really big into like PUBG and like Apex Legends stuff. He's like the Twitch shooting god.
Okay.
By Twitch shooting, I don't mean the streaming platform. I mean like you just like click on heads like.
Yeah.
All right.
And then another interesting development here. We have Mike Ibarra. You guys remember we talked about him last week or 2 weeks ago. He left Xbox.
So again, left Xbox.
So Mike Ibarra, ex-Xbox exec, joins Blizzard as executive VP and general manager.
Really?
Very interesting.
Man, he just walked into a freaking room on fire.
I'm sure to have a job of this title, of this level, this is definitely solidified months ago. Like, this isn't like, I'm just gonna go over there.
It's just
like,
the time frame of him actually starting it, and then all this stuff happening with
it's just very
last week. He's like,
unfortunate.
oh great.
I think this is good for Blizzard though, because Mike Ibarra he started Game Pass basically, the head of Xbox Live. So this is a good guy to have on your.
This is a big idea guy.
I just think the timing is This is unfortunate for Blizzard, but BlizzCon is next weekend. Woo! Oh, I'm gonna be watching that.
We actually do have some fairly juicy rumors about Blizzard.
Yeah. And then I think we will talk about the rumors here.
I do.
How Sig will probably win.
Wait, what was this one about Xbox will let you choose any gamer tag you want, but with numbers at the end?
So
what?
yeah, Xbox will let you choose, like you said, any gamer tag you want. You know how Discord has numbers at the end of your name?
Oh, cool.
So if you're Captain Stiffy and I also want to be Captain Stiffy, and then put a gun on my mouth right afterwards, I'll be Captain Stiffy like C-137.
That's
or
what I want.
whatever designation
Cool,
afterwards.
yes.
So
all right.
you can get whatever you want.
Sick. So I don't have to think of like a completely 100% original name anymore.
Correct.
Because that's where Captain Stiffy came from.
Yeah, but look how cool that was, dude.
That
You
was
had to think of an original thought.
Okay, well that's sick.
Yeah, it's like Discord.
I'm down with that. I wonder if they'll still make you pay to change your name though.
They said the first one was free. They did say the first one was free.
All right, that still kind of pisses me off though, because you can change it for free on like literally any other platform except for PlayStation, because it's kind of like a buggy mess. But
You mean right now you can't do that?
you can change your name?
No. I meant you can pick any gamer tag that you want with numbers at the end.
Do you know what he means by with numbers at the ends? Like if you wanted to just go on an Ilocano SC,
Right.
and you didn't want to put like Ilocano SC 69,
Okay.
right? So what you see was you type in Ilocano SC. Is you'll see like on Discord it'd be like a hashtag and then like a
Yeah, it's
4-digit
the same.
pin or
It's the
something
same
like
thing.
It'll be that the 4-digit pin is kind of like the real you.
No, you're missing what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm Ilocano SC.
Yes.
Let's say you wanted Ilocano SC, but it's taken.
It wouldn't be taken. That's what I'm saying.
It's not taken.
It wouldn't be taken.
No, I'm not talking about the new way. I'm talking about the current way.
Okay.
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 All right.
You would have
the current right now as
Yeah.
it stands. If you want Ilocano SC, it's taken.
Yes.
Right.
But you can do Ilocano SC 1, 2, 3, 15,
Yes.
36.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, this is not good. All it does is it eliminates people who don't want to have numbers at the end. If you wanted numbers at the end, you could have always done that. I mean, you could do that now.
Right.
So now all you're doing is removing the people who want a clean, streamlined FPS guides.
And
Now we got to be FPS guides 34962. Like, that's dumb.
It doesn't always show up though. I mean, I think it depends
I'm
on.
not sure.
Because like imagine it's like in Discord when you're in Discord and you just see Captain Stiffy, right? But if you actually were to add me, you click on me and you see like Captain Stiffy hashtag number. So I feel like in game it wouldn't really you wouldn't really have to settle with having numbers on your name, but I think it just makes it easier when it comes to people trying to find you. I guess.
Well, the story's from GameSpot. If you're curious, you can go look it up. They got more details about it.
I think it's harder to find people. It's easy to find Captain Stiffy. It's hard. I forgot his numbers. He had like 5 digits after.
yeah.
I don't know what his number was.
I mean, I don't know how they'll have to revamp the searching tool for some way. I mean, I'm sure it'll work well. Yeah, Xbox is pretty good at that kind of stuff.
All right.
Well,
But they won't force people that already have. Because
I don't think so.
the Xbox at home, when Cade plays, it says FPS guides. I don't want to have to be forced to add some
I don't
numbers.
think-
to
I
the
think
end.
it'll
probably
just
just
happen.
grandfathered in,
I think
right?
it will just happen automatically. You'll just be given this ID.
I don't know.
That'll happen
I'm not
after
sure.
FPS
Go home
guides.
and
But like I
see.
said, it won't be displayed, as your name. It's just be like when someone looks at your profile specifically, it'll say like FPS guides, and then like under that, hashtag number.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll see.
That's what I see, but we don't exactly know until we really get our hands on it.
So I think we should talk about some of these rumors because there's some crazy ones. Actually.
Yes, so pretty cool rumors actually as far as Blizzard
Then after that, we'll
goes.
probably wrap up after that.
As far as Blizzard goes, there's BlizzCon is going to be next week,
November 1st.
just like we said, and these rumors came to us from Reset Era, and we could possibly seeing a Diablo 2 remaster, which is hailed as one of the best Diablos. Diablo 4, the next title in the series that people were actually wanting for last year when they had a BlizzCon, and Overwatch 2, which will all slated to possibly be announced at BlizzCon.
It's literally just like Blizzard is sitting there in like a room full of fire, and they're just like, we need to fire everything we have to get out of here. Like,
So, yeah.
we need to fire all of our arsenal
Just
right
everything
now.
that they were sitting on, they're just firing off just all canisters. Just take it. Look what we're doing.
Any of these excite you?
I mean, yeah, honestly, Overwatch 2, I love Overwatch. It was a really fun game. I'm excited to see what happens with it. From what I was seeing about Overwatch 2, this is, part of the leaks and rumors, is that there's going to be a large PvE part of the game.
That's cool.
So it won't just be PvP. And apparently they're also revamping PvP and adding new features and stuff. That's to be expected. But with this PvE part sounds pretty cool. Because there was those events that they added in Overwatch 1 where there were like these little things where it was almost like these little like campaign style missions.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Junkenstein, stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. These are all versus AIs. So I imagine it's being something similar to that, but maybe a lot more polished. That would be really cool. And
That'd
of
be
course,
cool.
Diablo 4, Diablo's an awesome RPG, and I'd be really excited for Diablo 4.
Oh, dude, a little kind of a little tangent here, but this is very interesting to us, especially me and you.
Okay.
But Diablo 4 originally was slated to be kind of like a From Software-esque Diablo take, like a gothic kind of version.
Okay.
And Blizzard actually contracted From Software to help them, but the director was like, I don't like where this is going. So that's why Activision went over to From Software. Is like, I like what you're doing over here. You should continue what you're working on, and that became Sekiro.
What?
Which is very interesting.
That
Interesting
became
tidbit.
Sekiro.
Yeah. Because Blizzard and Activision are already working together with From Software on this.
And the idea was to make a new Diablo title with a
With a
Dark
gothic From
Souls.
Software.
Is the
spin-off.
is the game
Yeah.
would the gameplay be Dark Souls like?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy.
And they didn't. Apparently,
Guess
Blizzard
it
didn't like
pan
it,
out.
so they were just like, no.
Blizzard didn't like
But,
it.
hey, little cool tidbit there. Then next thing we have, EA Games might be coming back to Steam. That'd be cool because Origin sucks. That's all I have to say about that. Origin's trash.
I also don't like Origin very much.
Next thing, the next Batman game. Oh baby. The next Batman game by WB Montreal could be Batman Arkham Legacy, where you play as multiple generations of Wayne family members.
Ooh.
Does that sound cool, anybody?
Yeah, I
Sounds
heard
cool
that
to me.
you can play as like Nightwing,
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
Robin,
yeah.
or like I'm guessing like Batgirl or whatever.
Maybe, I don't know,
Yeah,
but it sounds cool to me. I like that. And then let's see. This is the juiciest one we have. PS5 date and price may have leaked. This is comicbook.com. This is unfortunate news for me to hear, but the leak says PlayStation 5 will release on December 4th, 2020, and will cost in between $500 and $550.
So
Do you guys think that's real?
you could lose the bet.
I could.
That's what I'm
I
hearing.
could. I
You
could.
have 500 is yours. 501
500
cents is me.
He said over 500 though,
Yeah.
so it could be 550. So you could be right.
What do you think about that December 4th date, though?
December 4th. That seems like really.
Seems late, right?
Close. That seems really close. Like, it's like, all right, guys, new console out right now. You have 2 weeks.
And that's
Get it.
after Black Friday. And I remember we had this discussion before. It's like, man, I feel like they shouldn't launch after Black Friday. And then this leak says December 4th. I really don't think. Ah, man, but the PlayStation 1 did release in December when it launched, so it's not unheard of.
It just seems strange that they wouldn't do this ahead of Black Friday.
I don't think
I mean, maybe it was a
I don't think this date
conscious
is true. The price. Yeah, it's
Maybe
probably
they just
true.
didn't want to part with the game any lower than that. They didn't want to put it on Black Friday, or didn't want to put it on Black Friday. I don't know.
We'll see. But after that, we got the Halloween sale for Steam going on in a few days, the 28th of October to November 1st. That's very cool. And then an autumn sale, November 26th to December 3rd. And then we got the Big Daddy winter sale, December 19th
baby,
to
prepare
January
your
2nd.
wallets, ladies and gentlemen.
So, yeah. That's that, really.
And you know, usually with these coming deals, when they're actually live, we'll kind of sift through and pick out the ones that we think are really worth the buck, and we'll let you know when we find those. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about today?
I don't know. Sig looks like he wants to get out of here a little bit.
Let's argue. What motivated asking that question? Like, what
Is
made
it a
you-
good question?
Yeah.
Well, so the let's argue question for the listeners you could ponder, and for the viewers you can also ponder, because you don't need to be a listener to do that. Is the best game as good or better than the best movie or TV show you have ever seen? My answer to that question is yeah. Yeah, it is.
You think just like overall like development quality of it?
Just like how I
The
felt
way it
about
made
this
you
thing
feel.
being this good is as equal to or better than this other thing being this good. And I wanted to compare movies or TV shows and games because they're so different.
Mm.
So one of the best games I ever played, I've mentioned before, obviously, is God of War. That's the best game I ever played. That game overshadows pretty much 99% of movies I've seen. So, like, movies that compare, like, Shutter Island's up there for me. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think there's ever been a time where you're like, wow, this game, like, really blew my mind, and, like, I've never felt this way about a game, or it's never impressed me like this. Only movies have impressed me to this scale. Like, have you ever felt that or experienced that? We're thinking. This is thinking silence right here.
I don't really know how to answer that. That's the reason why I find it a good question is because there are games like, for example, Smash. I've got more hours in Smash than I ever have on any one movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So does that mean I like Smash better?
No,
than
I didn't say hours. I just said your experience. Like, you know when you come out of a really good movie and you're like,
Right.
oh my god, that movie was so good. I really like that. Have you ever had that quality or that high level feeling with a game? Wow, you guys probably just heard that, huh?
Danny, we're not really. I see what you're saying, but we're not really looking at like the costs. Like
no cost, no
you know,
anything.
like,
Literally
no
just like,
cost, no
not
no
really
time
the
spent.
cost, but
Just
like,
the effect.
just your
generally
effect.
just what it did for you. Like the best game that you ever played, your favorite game of all time. You know, when you finished it, when you put it down, and that feeling that you got, you're like, man, that was an amazing experience.
That's a clear no then for me.
As opposed to like your
A movie.
favorite movie of all time, you're like, man, that was a great experience too.
Lion King made me cry like that. No video game has done that. The
Okay.
Matrix blew my mind at how creative writers can be. When they came up with the whole concept, Matrix 1, I was like, wow, people are so smart. Memento,
Memento's good,
I was
dude.
like, man, like the writing on it was
Yeah.
so, you know what I mean?
That movie's good.
I think it might be a per person thing because I definitely see.
Well,
what
that's
you're
why I
saying.
asked the question.
I
'cause
definitely
wanted to
see what you
guys
said
said.
because there are like all those movies that you just said, like they're phenomenal and like definitely emotionally jarring. But I do remember playing games and then just having that this lethargic feeling, like, man, that was amazing. Like
I just played something bigger than myself. Like,
I remember things that stand out to me are, I guess, may have been like Bioshock 1 and Dead Space 1. Like
oh,
when
man,
you finish the
Bioshock's
games
good, dude.
and you just finished it, and you're just like, man, that was a wild ride. Like that was amazing. I think I might lean more towards games. I feel like the impression that is left on me after I play a game is much longer lasting than it is a movie. And maybe that's just because I'm more of a gamer than I am a moviegoer. But yeah, that's where I stand on that.
Yeah, because there's certain scenes in The Last of Us that like I still think about sometimes, especially because the new one of the news, like there's scenes in that game that make movies look like freaking like Play-Doh.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like I don't know. I think I brought this up before because like the emotions I get from games sometimes are so much stronger than I get with movies. Because a movie you're sitting there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're just watching. With a game you're just
it's
like
different.
Oh, I need to like get my character out of this
like,
situation, or like I need to think this through, or
yeah. With
like
the game,
that's what I don't like about movies sometimes is like when everyone's like, oh, Avengers is so good, so emotional. It's like, okay, but is it though? Like I want something where I'm like shaken, like rattled.
Yeah, I think a lot of it like lays credence to that is the fact that you're like actually in it and like you're much more emotionally involved, I guess, when you're actually playing the game. So when you're watching a movie, like you feel like you're just a bystander. You're just like watching the story unfold, where like you feel like you're a part of the story when you're actually playing the game.
Yeah, I guess that's probably it. Yeah, so that was, a question I wanted to run by you guys. I think I thought about that in the shower yesterday. I don't know, maybe.
Shower thoughts with FPS guys. Tune in next time, guys.
New show.
Anyways,
we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for dropping in. If you did, listeners, thank you for tuning in to listen to our beautiful voices. And thank you for always tuning in every Friday. We love you guys. Thanks for stopping by as always. Listeners, we stream this podcast live every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/FPS Guide. So if you're interested in actually seeing the show and not just listening to it, that is where you can do that. Remember to smash them like and subscribe buttons. Those all help us a ton, help us gain traction, and help the channel grow. You can check out all of our content currently on Apple iTunes Podcast, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Alexa, and more importantly, our beautiful website, fpsguides.com. Also, check out our Discord, link in the description on Twitch. Please come in, chat, and play with us. Just join in. Like I said, we're all going to be probably playing a lot of COD for a while. So jump in and play COD with us. You're trying to get this work. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, guys. The more followers, the more subs we get. Like I said, they just help us grow the channel and just help us do more stuff and give more time to FPS guys to do more stuff, because we have jobs. Like we don't make money on this. We gotta pay our rents. So, but if we get more traction here, maybe we can shift focus a little more. Anyways, like I said, thank you for stopping in, guys, and we will definitely see you next time. Remember to play games.
Play games, everybody.
Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
What's up?
For any local listeners, talking to you, Division Matrix, we have a booth tonight at Blue on Broadway. It's the Halloween thing for the city. The city's throwing.
Yeah.
For the kids.
Kissimmee, Florida.
For the kids.
For the kids.
Yeah, we got like 300 pounds of candy for y'all kids.
Go
Come
for
check out our
kids.
booth. We can try to get some likes or follows on that.
There we go.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace. Have a good weekend.